Go get one of my hats.
Well, hello there, everybody.
Hello there.
Hello there. So I guess this is our Christmas show. So we're bringing you a present today. It's Richard from Media Share,
Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you might be in the world.
right?
Yeah.
Somewhere in the
So,
world.
yes,
Somewhere.
somewhere. Yeah.
I was supposed to be at Max Design today in Delaware, and you're in Delaware, right?
He's actually 5 minutes from me.
Oh my gosh.
5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I may be going down there next Wednesday to check out the new facility. You
Okay.
should come,
Yeah. Hey, I can. What am I going to do on a Wednesday?
right? You're gonna
Yeah.
come with me.
I will meet you. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was supposed to go today, but under some crazy circumstances, I had this plan for a month, and wouldn't you know it, S hits the fan. Shit hits the fan
Oh,
on
boy.
today, and I couldn't go.
Wow.
Hey,
Yeah,
Oh, man.
watch your language. We got young kids that watch this program.
gosh darn it. Well, it's the Christmas show. You got to have a little bit of edge.
That's true. That's true. And you are being merry with your drinks this evening. So
Yes, I am. Because of the thing, I'm having a scotch tonight. So
there
cheers
you
on.
go.
Enjoy. Enjoy. Yeah.
Mhm. Oh my
So,
gosh. So,
There goes our
hey,
viewership.
yeah, so I'm new to the whole media share thing. Not really new. I was talking to Dave before we got on. I said I've always seen you at PBX, but we've never met, and it's just one of those things that I never got the chance to go into your booth and check it out. I know kind of what it's about, but Dave knows about it more than I. So I'm going to let you two rattle back and forth, and let's learn about media share, why it's here, how we can use it.
okay. Sure. Um, So I'll start with saying I've been in the industry, not as long as you guys, or at least not as long as Dave has. I can attest that. But I've been in it for about 13, 14 years now. And, the video portion took off maybe 7, 8 years ago, at least for me, where we were doing just like regular slow motion video booths. I partnered up with Chris Meyer a long time ago with doing his slow motion booths. And then I brought that into my photo boothing world as well. And obviously, with a photo booth, you can print out a photo strip and you can hand it to them. But when you're dealing with videos, you're relying on the internet and or cell service. And back then, video compression wasn't as great as it was, so you had really large video files that were upwards of 15 to 20 megabytes in size. And trying to get it from your computer to a kiosk, from the kiosk to the cloud, and then back down to their phone was very painstaking. I would wait 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes just for it to go from there to there. So then myself, Keith Freeman, and Sean Denard, we were all friends in the industry, never have met before PBX. We would just talk on online and everything. And we wanted to know, was there another way that we could do this? And at the time, I was a big fan of Anthony Hunt's software with a slideshow booth where he literally just showed the photo or video up on the slideshow and then it would just move off the screen. So I'm like, what if we could implement that and somehow share from a local computer?
Mhm.
And I talked to Anthony. We talked to Anthony. In a week and a half later, Media Share, or actually Easy Booth, was created. It's the very first working prototype. Is almost like 3.5 years old now. So, and the great thing about it is it allows you to share a video straight from your laptop computer that you're doing your 360 booth on, or your photo booth, whether it be a PC, Darkroom or Breeze or anything like,
Mhm.
right to the guest phone. So no additional hardware other than a cheap, inexpensive router is required to make the whole process work.
Yeah, I have so those cheap inexpensive routers you're talking about. I've got one of those travel routers that are like a square size, right? And you probably have one exactly the TP Link one, right?
Yep.
So it could
Yep.
work with one of those too, and those are only like $30 or $40.
Yes. Correct. However, we have tested other ones, and the downside to this is it's got a bigger range than what we actually want. So we've done a lot of research. I probably have about 10 routers in my office right here
Mhm.
alone. But what we found to work best is this little blue thing right here. It's
Okay.
called a GINet router. Um, and it's like $80 on Amazon. And the great thing about this particular one is you can actually go inside the admin panel of this router and you can say, okay, after 5 minutes of inactivity, kick people off the router. Or if we're in a big room, a lot of times what we want to do when we're at the hall and where everybody wants to put the antennas up.
Mm-hmm.
Putting the antennas up only means that when that person's 35, 40 feet away from you, they're still connected to your network. Keep the antennas down, make the signal weaker. They walk off, they just get booted off your line. On where like this one here doesn't have that ability. It's got a pretty strong signal no matter what. But once they walk away, they're off the network. Bam, you're good to go with the next patch. But this one here, it allows you to set it up to kick them off.
Yeah, that's very interesting you say that about that TP-Link router because, and maybe it's just the ones that I have. It almost seems like I was losing some signal if I got further away from my photo.
Oh,
That, but maybe it was because people were in. I don't know what the.
it could be. I mean, we did love this. We did. But being able to, if people are sitting within your proximity, they're still sitting on the network though.
Mm.
If you're in a small venue that holds 100 people or something, they're still connected. They're still on your network. But
So,
being able to
Rick,
pick them up and dump.
what? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Please
No, go
finish.
ahead. I'm
I was
good.
going to ask, what's the model number? If
Uh,
anybody wants to.
AC 1300, I believe, is the model number. And if you
Okay.
go on Amazon, they have varying ones from like $110, $180. The one we use is basically like, I think it's like $70, $80, depending upon where you are here in the US anyway. I don't know that they're available outside the US with that feature.
So the other thing you were mentioning was with Media Share about doing videos, but it
Yes.
doesn't just do videos. You can also share photos and
Any
GIFs.
photo booth can create, we can share. We
Right.
started out with photos, videos, and GIFs. Um,
Right.
some people actually come up with broadcast quality footage that was producing a different signal than MediaShare was used to. Instead of like an MP4 or AVI or something along those lines, it had an XXX extension. And I'm like, Anthony, this person would like to use our software, and this is what his extension is. What can we do?
Mm-hmm.
2 days later, the guy bought the software and it was working for him.
That's pretty
So
cool.
we were able, and a lot of times, not a lot of times, but I hear, from different people in the industry, if you're not paying a monthly subscription fee, then the programmers don't want to keep updating the software.
True.
I mean, some people, yeah, not everybody. Breeze, for example, Breeze doesn't for DSLR. It's a one-time subscription fee.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to update it after a year or so, you can pay for it. But with MediaShare, you buy it once, you own it, and we will constantly make the software better because we are in the industry using the software. And if we take an idea to Anthony Hunt, the programmer, he will say, okay, let me see what I can do. A lot of the advances that we've made with the software have actually come from not myself or not Anthony, but the actual boothers themselves, people using it. So
let me take a step back here. So this is I'm going to come in as someone who's never seen this before, and there's probably some people that are going to watch this not only tonight but future um, that wonder how this works. So walk me through this. Do you need? I'm going to ask a question. Does a person need to have a separate monitor to be able to utilize this function, the media share?
yes and no. You can either have an external TV plugged into your computer, or you would have like an iPad or some sort of tablet to use as a sharing station. We
Okay.
did, in fact, try to have it so that after the photo was taken with, let's say, Breeze, you can put a button up on the screen to share, and then it would bring media share to the foreground. You'd be able to scan the QR code with yourself standing in front of the photo booth,
Uh,
and then when you're done, tap the photo booth done button, and it goes back and reverts back to the photo booth software. Unfortunately, everybody's computer and what they update on it is different. It would work for mine, it would work for this person, but unfortunately it wouldn't work for that person. So we X'd that portion of it. So now we're going back to just using the TV
okay.
as the sharing station. Again, it's not a separate PC and a separate TV. It's literally just an HDMI cable to the TV, or an iPad. An iPad on a stand can be your sharing station,
Okay.
and people will see their video or photo, scan 2 QR codes, one getting you onto the router that we've been speaking about, and then the second QR code is literally delivering that photo or video to your phone. And it's in a matter of seconds. It's, there is no cloud, going here and going there. It's literally coming off my computer to your phone.
Dave, you use this a lot. You were mentioning
I
earlier.
do. Actually, I use it for my 360s
Okay.
booths, and literally, as people are stepping down off the booth and coming over, um, within a few seconds, their video is popping up on the screen, and they're downloading the QR to join the network, and then their video pops up. They scan the QR, and literally, they're standing there a second or two, pops up on their screen, shows a snapshot. They touch the snapshot, save it right to their phone, iPhones and Androids,
Hmm.
both. Um, you
Yes.
know, it's pretty quick.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, a lot
they
of times. Sorry.
they
Go ahead.
tap the picture again, and you can either you can download it. Sometimes people don't realize that they downloaded it, and they download it again. But if they tap it, they can actually view the video then too, right there on their phone. So
Right.
literally within a minute at the most from them stepping down off the platform, they're watching their video playing on their phone. And then from there, we explain to them that, listen, you can share it anywhere you want now.
Right.
And the other nice thing is you can create custom designs. So when it comes up on your phone, it matches your event.
Okay.
So if you have an overlay that you're using for the event, um, just recently I did a casino night, and the video when you brought it up on the phone had it had the video, but it had a casino theme to it, so it kind of matched what was what I had created for the event.
So it was on brand for the event.
Yeah, correct.
Yes.
So you see, this is great for if you're doing commercial
Hmm.
work. And if you need to, you can actually capture information too with this
Okay.
if you wanted
Yeah.
to.
Do you often get situations where you're capturing information for an event? And usually it's a promotional with a brand that's looking to do some advertising in some way, shape, or form, like credit card
Mhm.
companies or insurance, right?
Well,
Lead
and
gen.
if you think about the wedding industry as well, you know, people a lot of times, brides, grooms, friends going into the bridal shows, they're not looking to give the host or hostess or people putting the event together. I found out that they don't actually give them the proper information. They don't want to be bombarded with 50, 30, all these different vendors. They are coming there for one or two things, maybe a couple more. So they really don't do, or if they write it down, it's in chicken scratch.
Yeah.
Then you got to translate it and hope you get it right. Well, with the software, when they scan the QR code, the odds are when they type in their email address, they want to type it in because they think they're getting their video directly to them through that email address. So now you've got at the end of the event all these people who are interested in your product because they came over to the booth to use it. So now you've got all these email addresses, and or telephone numbers, however you choose to market. And again, all of it can be done offline without the internet.
So that's the great thing, especially when you're at a convention center
Hmm.
where you may not have great internet.
Such
You
as
know,
PBX.
you're capturing all this, like South Point.
Yes.
Obviously,
Yes.
we know that the internet
And
sucked
you
at
look like a
South.
rock star at South Point, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. And I mean, I've heard people tell me, and this is before I actually went there, that they finally got their email Monday. Like after the show was over, they got their email from their photo or video that they took the Monday after the event was over. And that's
Wow.
because whoever was there packed up their booth, got on the airplane, flew home, and then, connected to their network. And to me, that was just crazy. I mean, I used to be that guy, and it was a running joke between myself, Keith Freeman, and Sean, where we were like, see you on Monday. you'll get your video on Monday type of thing, where again we have to bring it back, unload it, connect it to the internet, and bam. But no more of that is needed. So yeah,
So let,
really.
let me take a step back, and when we're done with this little part, I want to show everybody the site because I can share the website. So let's take a step back to that router because this is whenever I look at something, I'm always like, what are the technical road bumps that are going to happen? And you mentioned something about too many people on the network. So for
Yes.
those like myself who are new, if you have too many people on the network, that's going to kind of slow down things for people to receive. Correct?
Well, before you actually get to the slow down portion, first they won't be able to connect to the network.
Okay.
So if they can't connect, they won't be able to download it all. So again, all routers, all computers have a capacity in which they can hold people.
Okay.
So technically speaking, a lot of people say, you've got a 5G and a 2.4 gigahertz network that you can join. People are like, well, I want the 5G. I want the 5G. Well, the downside to the 5G is yes, you can download the video faster, but since you're only talking like a few megabytes in size, you're not going to see the speed difference anyway.
Uh-huh.
So you either get a faster download but half the connections, or you get a standard download and twice the amount of people connected to the network.
And that's
Now,
and that's and that's why you're recommending the other router. It costs
yes,
more, number one, because you have the ability to limit its range, and you also
right,
have the timeout function, right? So if
correct,
someone's not active on that network, they're getting booted off. So it kind of helps you not worry about that instance of being overloaded or overpopulated on that network.
correct. Now, again, even if you don't get that particular router, you can. I'm looking for a TP link. One of my links is, let's say a Linksys router. Well,
Oh, by the way, Danny Max is watching right now. He just said hello.
oh, hello,
And
Danny.
Hey,
And Danny, I might be bringing Richard with me next week if I can come down with him. You let me know. We'll talk offline about it. But
Yeah. So a lot of routers also, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but there are two little buttons back here.
yeah,
And you can blindly just push the reset button, kick them off the network. It takes 30 seconds, 45 seconds. The router kicks back on again, and you're good to go. The downside to doing it this way is sometimes the IP address, which is important for the software,
uh-huh.
does change on the network,
Okay,
unless of course you use the Ethernet feature.
right,
If your computer is capable of taking an Ethernet cord, if you're using an Ethernet cord plugged into the computer, then the IP address remains the same. And you don't have to worry about it. If so, you may have to stop for about a minute or so, stop the slideshow, adjust the IP address, and you're good to go again. But we haven't been really pushing this router. We really do prefer that barrel router that we
right.
use.
Well, it's nice to have. Like, see if you got an old router sitting around like that. And we always talk about redundancy and backup, so it's nice just to have that as a backup one, right? Just in case.
Well, it's a good thing you actually say something about a backup because media share actually. So let's say you don't bring your router with you, you forgot it, or it broke. You
Hmm.
dropped it. It doesn't get media share. We actually give you the tools. We give you what we call a virtual router in the software install. So even if you just want to test out the software and you don't want to go out and spend 30, 40, $50 on a router to see if the software does what it does, we give you a software program called My Public Wi-Fi. In the download, you can install it on your computer, fire it up, and it works just like a regular router does, except it's on your computer instead of in a plastic box.
Interesting.
And you can rename the router whatever you want to, put it inside a media share. And that's the great thing about that router and the My Public Wi-Fi. So let's say you are doing a corporate gig for somebody. I
Hmm.
don't do a whole lot of so. One of you guys, give me a name you guys have worked with before.
Dave's
Corporate
got more
name.
than I do.
Anybody?
I've worked with
Dave?
uh,
McDonald's.
McDonald.
I've done it for Coca Cola, for McDonald's, Chick-fil-A.
Oh, okay. So imagine taking your phone, scanning the network QR code, and it says connect to McDonald's network. More
Okay.
branding ability.
Yeah.
More
Yeah.
branding ability. So now that we're talking about scanning the QR code, so have you ever seen many QR codes in the industry? What color are they?
Black and white.
Did you know that MediaShare is the only software program that I know of that can match the theme of your brand and or events with the QR code both black or background and the QR code. If you're doing Coca-Cola, you need a red and white logo.
Yeah.
Bam. You're doing Pepsi Cola, blue and red logo.
Mhm.
Bam. Completely customizable and brandable.
That's nice. And it's a one-time fee.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and show the site here. I've got it up,
Okay.
and that's not you. This is it right here.
There we
Yes.
go.
So it's easyboothmedia.com, right? Forward
Yeah.
slash mediashare.html. And I'll share this URL when we repost everything tomorrow and on YouTube. Um,
Okay.
it's an antiquated site. If you guys need somebody to help to rebuild this, we could do that.
Well, the thing is, it's not actually my site. It is Anthony Hunt's website. I will pass the information on along to him um, and see what he says. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean,
So
go
you
ahead.
essentially there's a few different things you can buy on here. There's
Yes.
the single pro registration. Let's talk about these. So what is the single pro? That's just for one device. Is that correct?
Well, it's for one license that you can take on and off of one computer. That's
Okay.
the pro version. Let's say, I own a 360 video booth and I also own a photo booth. So I can take it off my laptop computer from my 360, unregister the software, put it on my photo booth software, register that number, and now I've got it from one to the other.
Okay.
So that's the single pro license.
And the double pro
Then
is essentially two licenses, correct?
two licenses you can keep. Maybe you've got two 360s or two photo booths. You can keep one on each of the computers without having to worry about flip flopping and taking one and off.
And we all know everybody's looking for the most inexpensive way to get their foot in the door. It's $300 for a single light registration. Tell me what's the difference between that and the other ones.
So the light version is primarily just for the photo boothers, not the 360 video booths. You can share photos, you can share GIFs, you just can't share the MP4 videos from your video booth.
Gotcha. So for someone like myself who doesn't do 360s, that would actually be perfect for me.
That would be the perfect solution for you. Yep. And you have all the capabilities that I have as far
Mhm.
as branding goes and customization. The only thing you won't be able to do is obviously share a video.
Okay. And there's some images here. So let's click on some of this stuff. So this is what it would look like, right? If someone wanted to get their photo, they would scan the QR code under that photo. Is that correct?
Well, that's the master gallery version. That's what you would see if you were using an iPad or a tablet
Okay.
as your sharing station. So yeah, each video gets its own unique QR code, and it's very visible right underneath their video.
Okay.
And that's the contact form after they fill out. And as Dave was mentioning, I don't know if you see it or not, but the reindeer and snow that's falling, that's actually what someone's phone looks like
Oh, cool.
based off of a Christmas party. And we give you 75, I believe, in total
Oh,
packs and color packs and artwork that you just tap two buttons and you load it in without having to do a whole lot of anything. And that's what the TV would look like with the network QR code on the left and the download QR code on the right.
now this is a vertical display. Do we have to
Yeah.
take the TV and make it vertical, or can we display it on a horizontal landscape?
So you can either do it vertically or horizontally, depending upon how you would like to go. In the very beginning, Instagram, TikTok Reels, the square videos were the popular thing.
Hmm.
So 1080 by 1080 fills the upper half of the TV screen. But now that everyone's going and doing the vertical Instagram Reels or the um, what's the other one? Instagram and TikTok.
TikTok.
They're doing the long full length videos. So now if you turn your TV in portrait mode, you get a better filling of your TV screen as opposed to just like half of it being utilized.
And here's your like you've got all these themes that you can
Yep.
grab right off the site, right? If you're a member,
Well,
and
actually, once you pay, we send you a link to just download them and put them on your computer.
oh, that's great.
Yeah. Yes.
This is really cool. You're
Yeah.
making it really easy for someone to get up and running by
Oh, yeah.
offering.
Yes.
Well, and
And
like I said, the nice thing about it is you can brand to your full event. So, it blends in. If you're doing a wedding, you could match it to your couple's wedding
Right.
theme or colors or anything really.
So, is it possible that I share my screen as well, or no?
You can. So what you would do is, if you're on your computer, you would go to a URL in the Chrome browser, preferably. Enter that same URL that we gave you to join the show, and then it would ask you to utilize that as a camera, essentially. So we can give this a shot.
Okay, so let me see. So even though,
Yeah.
so for I guess I'm right now I'm just in Chrome.
Oh, you're. Oh, yeah. Let me see if
But you
Yeah,
should
it
be able
won't.
to share screen.
Yeah, you should be able to share screen in there. There you
How's
You should
go.
that?
have it.
Okay. So, as we were talking about, the theming portion of it, and,
Uh,
and and it's not just that we give you, but you can also create your own as well.
yeah. Let me see
So
if I
this
can
is an
do
event
that.
I
And
just got.
let's see if I can do this real quick. Bear with me. I wasn't expecting this, so I apologize. And it's been a while
No,
since
go
We're
ahead.
breaking new ground tonight.
I'm not
Look
grounded.
at that. That's
Hold on. Let's see if I can do this. Oh boy.
So
Grab it in. Hold on. Let's go with this. Oh geez. Let's assign this as guest one, and here we'll go. This is new. This is something new for me. Hold on. There we go. Guest one.
this is what you get, Rich. You took us out of our comfort zone.
Right. Merry Christmas.
I apologize, guys.
No, not at all. We'll get this.
This is it's good. It's good.
Okay.
Listen, it's nice that if we can get this to work to be able to show people. That's not what we want to share. Oh my
No, it's
goodness.
not. I'm really big.
Yeah. Right. So
Yeah,
I should stop
that's not
sharing
what
then.
you said.
No, you can keep sharing it. It's just a matter of just me trying to get it on there. So let's get back to this for now, and then I'll try and figure that out.
Okay. So I was literally, what I was going to share was just, I created my own themed artwork for my slideshow.
Hmm.
So I literally put a Christmas tree over here and a giant present, and a Christmas tree over here and a giant present, and the QR codes are inside the presents.
All right, check this
And
out. I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go like this. Bam. And yeah, there you go. Your screen has been shared. I figured it out.
all right, so
Look at that.
that means you can see this screen here, then, right?
Hmm.
Yep.
Santa,
So
Christmas show.
I literally just got done doing Christmas photos with Santa at Dairy Queen here in Newark, and this is the artwork that I chose for my sharing station. I used the internet version of it, which means that there's only one QR code. MediaShare has a internet and a non-internet version that will work for you. This right here, what you're seeing, is just a quick advertisement that is about my business. You can create your own or just use the default branded ones that we give you inside the software. And again, there's the red QR code that I was mentioning. And if anybody actually scans that QR code, they would actually be able to download that photo directly to their phone.
Do they get
So I mean,
a gallery, or is it just that photo?
every QR code gets its own unique QR code. We don't share everybody's content with everybody. Anthony Hunt, the programmer, is actually from the UK, and over there they have very strict GDPR compliance issues that they must adhere to. So he said he was not going to just release the gallery to everybody.
That's nice.
So I scanned the QR code and I actually got the video delivered to my phone in a matter of seconds. Oh, I'm sorry, photo. Um, Now, let's say that you are in fact doing work from another country outside the U.S. and they have strict GDPR compliance. We can actually enable a feature inside the software that says, by scanning this QR code, you allow us to collect your contact information. If you wish to opt out of it, they simply hit the no button, and the data will not be transferred at all. So we do believe in following the guidelines of other countries as well, because media share, like the photo booth industry, is global. So yeah, we want to be as compliant as possible. So I'm just going to F2 out of the software. I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
I got you back.
I just want to know how you did you were actually the Santa and took the pictures at the same time.
Well, actually,
Santa can do
I
everything.
that's not me in that suit.
Oh,
I'm looking to be that guy in about 5 years. I just want a naturally all white beard. That is my goal, to be a real bearded Santa. But that's a
uh-huh.
DJ friend of mine. Um, but yeah, he loves being Santa Claus. So yes, I was sitting there with a remote control clicker using Breeze software for
Right.
my was with Santa.
Yeah, I was playing with Breeze today. I finally got into trying to really step up in my glam. Right, I'm trying to work on my glam game, and I'm testing out
Okay.
software. So Breeze is pretty good. So
Yes.
the jury's still out on which software I'm going to use for that. I was using Curator, testing out that. Obviously, that's an iPad booth. I was using
Right.
Breeze. I just re-downloaded Darkroom, got DSLR booth. So the jury's out, folks. I'm for everybody out there. In about a few weeks, I'm going to have my glam comparisons. And Dave, you've been doing this for a long time. What's your favorite to use for glam?
So there's actually four that I use.
Four
So I use
favorites.
Curator. Four that I use. One that I use more than there are two that I use more than the other two.
Mm-hmm.
So for the iPad, Curator and SnapPick.
Okay.
I really like SnapPick's uh, glam filter that they have,
Okay.
and Curator. On the PC side, Breeze, obviously, and Darkroom Booth. Now, there's a gentleman named Justin Vale who makes the droplets
Mm-hmm.
that you can use with different softwares.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, Justin, and I'll reach out to him. Maybe we can get him on to kind of talk about the
Yeah.
Photoshop droplets.
I think we need to do a whole show just about glam because that's popping.
Sure,
It's
sure.
popular, but I think it's really growing. I think a lot. I've seen a lot of the companies in my area and others. They're adding that on and they're highlighting it more as a service, more than just like, oh, we do glam too. It's like now we do glam. There's a lot of
Yep,
companies out there doing it, and I'm
yep.
seeing for the first time ever in my inquiries, for my leads, people are asking for it.
hmm it's not that difficult once you learn how to do it.
Hmm.
It's fine tuning everything um, to get the settings correct.
Yeah. Can I be honest with this glam thing? So today I was testing out
Sure.
Curator. And in the Curator version I have, there's five glam options, five different
hmm
ones, right? Um, and then when I was looking at it, it's really nice. But then I also took some regular black and white photos with Curator, and I took a photo with my Breeze booth and the Steve Leisner's filter for
Yep.
Breeze, and it's the same
hmm
thing. It not I'm not saying it's the same thing, but I got the same kind of like feel. It almost looks like the glam photo is like an iPad photo. Because if you take a black and white iPad photo, things are a little washed out already and smooth. That's just what I saw
Well,
personally.
and that goes back to your settings.
Yeah.
Adjusting your lighting and your settings.
Well, no, the Breeze
Because
looks great. The Breeze looks absolutely perfect. But when I was
right,
using, so are you talking about Curator itself? More setting
no,
adjustments in Curator?
no, I'm talking more about the settings, um, which on the iPad
Uh-huh.
you have the issue that will make those pictures better if you're using the iPad is lighting.
Yes. Yep.
So that's the one thing that you've got to be careful of
Uh-huh.
when you're doing these types.
Yeah. So I'm going to be testing this out over the. You are obviously, and I'm sure you're Richard too. You've done a lot of glam as well, Richard.
I have not actually. No. For me, it's pretty much just straight regular photo booths and the video booths. I did pick up Justin's Glam filter about 6 months ago. I played around with it a little bit, not as much as I should. Delaware is so small, you know, there are people that are doing it for pennies on the dollar, and I can't compete with that. I'm not going to go out and say, oh, yeah, I'll take your $100 for 4 hours. Um,
I got a guy
so
in our area who's doing $200 for 4 hours.
yeah,
It's
and it's just not worth it. It's a your 2 hour job is 6 hours for me.
hmm
And maybe the guy making $15 an hour thinks that $25 an hour is a price increase, but it's
no,
not. Or they're not paying for the things that they should be,
yeah,
insurance, licensing, things like that. So
yeah.
yeah, I wish I could. I really do.
Yeah, and everybody started out somewhere at some point, and they just to get in, they had low prices. But and I think there's another person in my market where I saw this that they were having really low prices. Just today, I saw another post from this person or this company, and they have doubled their prices. So I think they finally realized that they were undercharging, and probably did some research in the market and said, "Oh, they're charging that much. Well, I'm worth that too." So,
Yeah,
it is what it is.
and and I don't want to really talk bad about it, but I get the fact that they're just starting out, but there should be a bottom, just starting out, and then people that have been doing it for a while. You
Yeah,
know, $150, $200 an hour. If you're just starting out, maybe three, four, $500 if you even know what you're doing, and you can fix the errors that might occur, and or know how to talk to the people. But just bottom dollaring it just to get out there, I don't think is good.
yeah. I'm
So
trying to, Dave. I see you're sharing something. I'm trying to see if I can get that on here.
Right.
Give me a second because I know I just did it. Good Lord,
We're trying to
we're
practice
gunning.
with you.
keeping me on my toes. That's yours. You know what? Let me do this here. Let's do that. Google Chrome. No. Primary display, second play. All right, we'll come back to it.
Right.
I'll work on that, Dave. Do you have a nice glam photo that you're going to try and show? So, assign a placeholder. Let's try that. Anyway, there's something else that you had on the site which it piques my interest, which was the screen I was just showing, which is this audio booth. Tell me about audio
Yeah.
booth.
Oh my. So how many? Well, you may not say this as often as Dave as many times as Dave and myself do. So throughout the course of the night of doing a 360 video booth, obviously we want to keep people on the platform.
Mm-hmm.
We want to keep them on there. We want to keep them entertained, and we also want to give them instructions. So instead of having to say, "Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please keep your hands and feet inside the platform at all times," and wait for it to come to a complete stop. All right, here we go. Ready? Three, two, one. And an audio booth will start playing mainstream audio that your guests can actually dance to or enjoy instead of just being outside the room where the DJ isn't and you say, okay, here, go make a video. They're like, make a video? What am I going to dance to? What am I going to get my groove onto? There's
Gotcha.
really nothing, there's nothing you can do. So what that software allows you to do is it allows you to preload 9 different songs. And I checked with ASCAP and BMI, and they stated that I can in fact play music just like a DJ does,
Yeah.
so long as I'm in a private function and they are paying their ASCAP and royalties for the industry.
That,
So you
so
push
that's
the
pretty
button,
cool.
and they can dance to Mariah Carey or Shakira or you know just like all the other softwares. You can preload. Let's say you've got a younger crowd. Put
hmm
all the 2020s music in one audio booth loading. Next week you're going to do an older folks home. Put in some 1990s music or something along 1980s. Um, and then again, push the button. It'll give the instructions. I don't have to say it, but one time, and then it's done.
So this screen that I'm looking at here, is this your controls, or is this what they would push?
So That's actually a screenshot of the what would be on their Windows touchscreen computer,
Okay.
um, Android tablet, anything else like that. Yeah, and very much like audio booth. Um, it's completely customizable. Whatever audio booth logo you've got up on the top screen,
Hmm.
whatever color scheme you've got going on, those red, blue, and white boxes and letters can be customized to match the theme as well.
Interesting. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
What is Supermatch? Let's find out what that is. What is Supermatch?
So Supermatch is just a giant memory game played on a touchscreen computer. So again, going with the themes or customization with MediaShare can do, Halloween, Christmas, sports cars, sports teams,
So
sports players.
you could actually offer this as an upsell. You
Oh yeah,
know, put a 50-inch touchscreen, or
Hmm.
you
yeah,
can get an overlay for a regular TV that makes a regular TV a touchscreen,
Okay.
yes.
and you could sell that. Sell that for they kind of keep guests, put it over next to the bar, and let them have fun. Trying to play match game kind of thing.
Yeah, it's funny you say the touchscreen because like literally I have two monitors next to each other on my desk right now that I replaced with a touchscreen from an old photo booth that I don't use anymore. So I could actually repurpose this old touchscreen from an old photo booth to do that. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's what I do. You know, just go out and buy a brand new TV and a piece of plexiglass, put over top, and I've got a 50-inch touchscreen on my photo booth. Yeah,
All right, let me go back to here. So this is my screen. I
yep.
can't remember how I did it. I want to show Dave stuff. Let me go like this. There it is.
Hey.
Ta-da!
So what is that, Dave? Tell me what this is. What am I looking at here? Other than two
So
very awesome
believe
people.
it or not, this was like one of my first glam booths that I did
Okay.
um, last year. Yeah, last year, when I was really getting into it.
And that's Snappic
Um,
you were using, right?
what's that?
What software were you using for this?
This was the actual photo in color.
Okay.
Um, but I was using darkroom booth for this. Believe it or not.
Really?
Yep.
That's fantastic. I
And
literally.
you can kind of see the difference, between the regular picture
Mhm.
and how it does smooth the skin and everything like that, and takes away some of the glare.
And what the photo booth can do is the glam it can output as a print the glam photo, and then it can also save the glam photo as a digital. And obviously, as you
Correct.
can see here, it's saving the raw image as well. So you're technically getting kind of three things out of it: the original, the glam photo as a digital, and then also the
Yep.
print.
Yep.
That's fantastic. Now look at these photos. This is really important because a lot of people talk about side lighting to get rid of shadows, and there's not a whole lot of shadows behind there.
No, I was just using my Alien B flash.
Hmm.
But where I was set up, there was overhead lighting already
Okay.
um, that was shining down. I was actually in a lobby for this event, so we set up, off to the side, and it like I said, it's truly where you have your camera angles and your flash.
Yeah. And have you tried it with any other booths that don't have Alien Bees flashes?
Well, I've also, like I said, I've also done it with Snappic and with Curator.
Okay. But when you're doing a
So
DSLR, you're using something with an Alien Bees. Is that correct?
right.
Huh. Which I also so happen to have an Alien Bees from the same booth that I took the touchscreen from, just sitting in my garage, just waiting to be used. So
Yep.
I'll be playing with that as well. And that's pretty cool. Well, we're 43 minutes into this, actually 44 minutes because we started about a minute before 8 o'clock. This was a really cool session. Let's talk about, we've got Christmas next week, right? Um, One of my favorite holidays. I think Halloween's probably my number one. be honest with you. I just love, and as a boother, we get to use props. Everyone gets to dress up and be somebody else for an evening. Um, you guys have anything under the tree for yourselves this year for Christmas that you kind of bought for yourself and made it look like it came from someone else? Anything?
Hmm.
Did you guys take advantage of any Black Friday specials? I think we talked about this a little bit.
I actually bought a couple new lenses.
Oh,
Um, I bought a couple of the zoomers from what is it, booth 3D booth
yep.
thing
Mm-hmm.
from Min.
From Min,
So
the Zoomers. Yep,
yep,
they're awesome.
yep. So I updated those on a couple of my booths, and yeah, that's all I did for this year. I've just been too gosh darn busy during this Christmas season because this season's just been crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Richard? Did you get anything this year for yourself?
Um,
You can't
so I don't really. I shop whenever I want and or need something.
like a man,
Um, yeah.
like a
Well,
boss.
well. The great thing is so I actually I own my home outright, so I don't pay rent, I don't pay mortgage or anything else like that. So
Yeah.
that's like one big load off my shoulders. So whenever I see something, I'm like, oh, I want it. I want it. I just need to get the cash up to get it, and then I go out and get it.
Yeah.
And I tell my wife the same thing. If you want something, you need just go get it. It doesn't have to be for Christmas or anything else like that.
Hmm.
But she still does like to buy stuff for Christmas for me, and
Yeah.
I try to do the same. But as far as stuff for the industry, um, no, I'm actually saving up for an arm
Okay.
that's going to that will
Walmart has
be.
them on sale through the 1st of January.
I'm sorry. What did you just say?
I said Walmart has them on sale through the 1st of January. Arms.
Really? I'll drive right now.
Look like baseball on arms.
I would go get one. I would
Oh,
go. I mean, they sell everything else. Why not those too?
yeah.
Yeah. But
Well,
you know what I'm talking about, right?
yeah.
Okay. But are you being serious that they've got them? Because I'll type in Walmart.com right now.
No, I thought you meant like your actual physical arm.
No, I
Prosthetics.
want no, no. Well, I've got two limbs. No, I want that. I want the glam arm.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
woof.
that's my next purchase. Yeah.
Yeah, those are pricey, aren't they? And heavy, from
Yeah.
what I understand.
Yep.
Yes and no.
Okay.
Pricey, yes. But they have. I've actually seen some that have they're built inside, like hollowed, and you would literally like put weights on them to weight it down.
Oh, okay.
So I've seen some that are the longer version where it's got the rail where it slides up and down. But I've also seen this stationary base and the arm articulates in three
Oh, that's
points.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's,
Um,
uh,
and I've already got the software to use it, which is good too.
now you just need the
So
arm.
yeah, now I just need the arm.
Yeah, speaking of
Yeah.
arms, one of the I bought I did actually did since last week. I bought another laptop because we always talk about backups. So with the SketchBot arms that I'm utilizing, I
Hmm.
need a backup. You can back up to the backup, right? Because the SketchBots are something. I've got a few events coming up in January and February, and I don't want to be caught with my pants down. So I
Definitely
bought a
not. Yes.
laptop for the SketchBots.
Yeah, we don't want to see you without pants.
Nope. I promise you I'm wearing pants now. I'm not going to show you, but I got pants on.
We'll take your word for it. Don't worry. We
Yeah.
trust you.
Um,
Yeah.
so I was on DJN TV last night. I got asked kind of last minute by Dan Carpenter, and it was a cool question that they asked. I thought could transcend into our show tonight, which is credit card processing fees. I know what I do, but I'm going to ask you what you guys do. Do you pass on that fee to your customers? The
No.
3.5 or 3%?
No.
No,
Neither do
I
I
mean,
include mine into my pricing.
Yep.
it's the cost of doing business. And the new people just joining in. They may not be aware. At one time, that was actually against the law to charge people a fee because you were paying for it. Again, it's just the cost of doing business. Do you want? Can you offer a cash discount? Sure, you can. But should you be passing that? No. I mean, they don't do it to me when I go into the store and buy things. You
Yeah,
know, still have to pay my percentage. They still have to pay theirs. So no, I don't. It's just the cost of doing business.
I agree. One of the other things so side note is I actually work for a company that has two things going on. Number one, it's an advertising agency, but it was started by a law firm that does taxes. It's tax attorneys and bankruptcy attorneys. Um, and I'm going to double check tomorrow when I get back online with them. But I'm pretty sure from what I've been reading up is the credit card processing fees are tax deductible. You can actually,
Yeah.
because it is cost of business. So
Yes.
my theory behind that is if it's tax deductible and you're going to get credit for it anyway, some way, shape, or form, why are you passing that on to the consumer?
Right. I mean, and I can tell you why.
Why?
Because a lot of these people are people and not businesses. They're not running their business like a business.
They don't have a
You
business
know,
plan. They don't understand the ins and outs of it. Yeah. But we see some
exactly.
restaurants do that. Like whenever I go to a restaurant or some other establishment and say, well, we charge a 3 point, we thought whatever fee. And I'm thinking to myself, why are you charging me a fee if you're going to write this off? Or
Right.
do you not know to write it off? And if you don't know not to write it off, this brings a big point to everybody is you should be talking to a CPA for your business or you should have some kind of tax attorney just as part
Right.
of your business plan for any business, including the photo booth or DJ business, whichever one you're in.
Yeah.
Right.
And I do see though that small fee. Five, 50 cents for up to this, and and again, those tend to be the smaller privately owned types of businesses.
Right.
You don't see J.C. Penney's, you don't see Macy's, you don't see Pizza Hut, you don't see 7-Elevens and Waffles doing it. It's usually these smaller mom and pop type stores or businesses that are doing that because again, it's maybe it's just a little extra income. Yeah, they're in a brick and mortar building,
Mhm.
but are they really doing it the way they should be doing it? Business plan, insurance, this
Mhm.
person, that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think once people find a business plan, eventually, because they're out there charging $200 for an event, they realize they're not making any money. They start backtracking and thinking about, wow, what are my costs? And then they stumble into, wow, why am I charging a fee for credit card
Right.
processing when I could use it as a write off? So again, it all comes back full circle. We talk about this all the time. Some kind of business plan, always thinking about the business, not just I've got an event and I'm doing well. You got to know the ins and outs of your profit and loss and all that kind of good stuff.
Yes.
We do occasionally get people that watch the show, and occasionally those people chime in with questions, and has nothing to do with what we've been talking about. But Jeff Murillo, which I'm going to put on the screen here, thank you, Jeff, for watching, says, hi, are there roamers that can use the iPad's back camera for better resolution?
You can the different softwares. Most of them out there, the iPad softwares, allow you to select which camera you want to use, front or back.
But the roamer
So,
itself, I think, is what he's asking is there a roamer out there that you can utilize the back camera?
well, so the reason people use the front camera is so you can have your attract screen and everything
Hmm.
on the front and utilize the live view kind of feature
Yeah,
that the guest can see. I mean, if you just want to control it, yeah, there's literally most. I don't know of all the roamers that I know of just utilize the
yeah.
front forward facing camera.
Yeah, I thought about that once, and you would almost have to have a roamer that you see the attract screen, and then so you can somehow swivel that iPad forward once they hit the selection. They take the picture and you swivel it back.
Right,
I think that's the only way you could possibly do it. Maybe the only
right.
way. That's one way
Well,
I
the
thought of.
other way too is so aren't some of the roamers that are being designed now being used DSLR'd?
They are. Well, actually, no. I don't know. I don't know about the roamers.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't seen any roamers that are DSLR yet.
Yeah, because it's
Oh,
super
Maybe I'm
heavy.
just missing it. because
Okay.
you're adding that weight of that camera and everything, and powering the camera.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, you're powering everything off of battery anyway,
Yeah.
so that wouldn't be an issue. But I think weight would be a factor with that.
I think
Gotcha.
maybe if the iPads, because the iPhones now have the MagSafe, right? The magnetic powering function. I think if I'm not mistaken, the iPads don't have that yet, right?
Not that I'm
Um,
aware of.
Yeah, and if they did have that, there may be a way to swivel without being tethered to a USB-C or some kind of power source at the bottom of the iPad. But maybe if they did that, that would be possible to swivel easily in a roamer specific.
yeah. I know. I mean, I'm not a roamer guy, so I
Hmm.
can't ask.
Cool.
So
All right. Well, we're about that time for the end of the show. I'm really glad, Richard, that you came on, and maybe we'll see each other next week, or we'll find out as I try to head down to Max Design and check out the new factory. I was going to go live from there this week, and eh, maybe it's for the better. Maybe we'll have more company. Maybe Dave will come along too. We'll see. It's
yeah, Dave, it's only a 2 hour drive, right?
No, not even.
like an hour and
Really?
a half now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, come on down the Blue Route. I'll buy you lunch.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So when did you plan on going, by the way? Afternoon, evening?
I was going to plan on trying getting there by like 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
Having a little bit of
okay.
lunch, take a tour, and then maybe do some video shooting while we're there. Maybe go live. And I do
Okay.
have a couple pieces of equipment that I need to kind of have Danny take a look at, and plus I want to see what else is going on under the hood of the prototypes and stuff he's got going on.
Oh, yeah, pre PBX. There you go.
Yep. Cool.
Okay. Sounds good.
All
Yeah. It
right.
was a pleasure. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you for coming along. I learned so much about MediaShare. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, easyboothmedia.com/super, well, no, /MediaShare.
Yes.
Um, .html. We'll put the links on socials. We'll put the links on YouTube as well. And Richard, look forward to seeing you again soon.
You as well. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, gentlemen.
Take care, guys. Have a good night.
You
All
too.
right.
Thank you.
Have a great one.
Thanks.